Max Verstappen was back in a Formula 1 car today for the first time since 2015 as he replaced the world champion Callum Byrne in free practice 1 for the British Grand Prix. The Dutchman hasn't raced in the sport after a controversial contract fallout between Verstappen and the Red Bull management, which caused Byrne's late appointment ahead of the 2016 Australian Grand Prix. Following the controversial fallout of the Austrian Grand Prix last time out, Verstappen said he is more than ready to jump back into the car if Byrne or Ricciardo jump ship, with both of their relationships currently on tenterhooks.
Hello everyone and welcome to F1 2016 Career Mode. We're here for episode number 31. In fact, we're in season 2 of Career Mode. We're here at the British Grand Prix, my home race. It's the Grand Prix where the team is based, coming off the back of the home race in Austria. And we're now here for the British Grand Prix, one of the best tracks on the Formula 1 calendar, one of my favourite tracks on the Formula 1 calendar, and I'm so excited to get going this weekend. I've been looking forward to this race for such a long time, and coming off the back of what was a pretty hit and miss weekend in Austria, we're going to come here and try and perform. Last year, of course, well, I say of course, that episode never recorded properly, but last year we took pole position in the wet, led pretty much 3/4 of the race in the wet, and then it dried up, and because we'd run a wet setup we got caught and passed by both Ferraris. So this year we're back for revenge. We are here to win this British Grand Prix. A podium, it's not good enough. We got third last year and we were disappointed. This year we want to win. As you can see, a couple of teams, I think it was Renault, bought some upgrades. It hasn't really helped them in the performance index, but we have a new rival.
Hey. Looks like you've got a bit of rivalry going on out there. This is good. Gets people talking about you. Just make sure you outperform them, okay?
So our new rival, unsurprisingly, is Daniel Ricciardo, the rival who we had at the start of the season. I mean, we didn't beat Ricciardo. We lost to Ricciardo so many times that they changed it for us. Here's our quali goals.
Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
So, same as usual, beat Ricciardo, finished second. But as I was saying, they gave us Raikkonen after we couldn't beat Ricciardo in the rivalry. So, they've given us Ricciardo again, and hopefully... Well, I suppose it's where our rivalry is building after the controversial Austrian Grand Prix, where there was a bit of argy-bargy between the two of us. But hopefully we can beat them in qualifying now at our home event. So I'm going to send you over to Crofty for qualifying for the British Grand Prix.
Welcome to this afternoon's qualifying session here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
So here we are in qualifying 2. We got through Q1 easy as you like, and here we are on our one and only run in qualifying 2 as we go through Abbey and now through Farm Curve. It's great having corner names back at this track, so no more turn 1, 2 and 3. It's all Abbey, Farm and Village, so look forward to that. But here we are coming through Club now at the end of the lap, and this is going to put us P3 at the moment, a 130.3, but and we stay third in fact. But look at that, 4/10 off our teammate already, and Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton in fact qualified on the medium compound of tyre, and pole is looking difficult. Ricciardo's been in a class of his own. He's the first man into the 129s, and that was in qualifying 2. We're struggling. We're finding the odd 10th here and there, but we're not really getting close to breaking down that 130 barrier as we come into the end of our one and only running qualifying 3, because there is rain coming at the end of the session. So as we come through Club now, where's this going to put us as we cross the line? It takes us on to provisional pole, a 129.9. We get into the 29s, but Ricciardo finds yet more time and is still 3.5 tenths quicker than us. He takes pole position for the 8th time out of 10 races. Red Bull keep their 100% pole record in 2017. But we take a front row at our home event. So that's the positive I take out of qualifying, is the fact we are on the front row. We're not coming from 5th or 6th, where it's going to be hard to make up places at the start. We're in a good place to start this race. If we get a good start, who knows what could happen in this British Grand Prix. As here are the resource points we've gained from qualifying. That takes us to 1,520, so not too bad. Rivalry, on the other hand, this could go quite badly because Ricciardo wiped the floor with us, quite literally. and yeah, we are losing the rivalry before it's even begun. Driver position is going to stay where it is because we achieved one of our targets, which was a front row, which is good. And we're now going to get our race goals for this British Grand Prix.
Hey, how are you? I have some information on the race goals you should keep in mind.
So, same as what our quali goals were, we are going to finish third in the standings. So there's 1 point already for the driver position because, of course, we have a healthy lead to Raikkonen in third and Vettel in fourth. I think Vettel's in fourth. And but here we go. The British Grand Prix, home race. Let's make it count because we need to try and keep that lead going. Keep our lead in the championship over Ricciardo. So I'm now going to send you to Stephen Hayes to the grid for the British Grand Prix.
Hello and welcome to round 10 of the championship, today at the home of British motorsport, Silverstone. The track here at Silverstone has seen many changes over the years, culminating in the current layout and world-class facilities. Staging the first official Formula 1 event back in 1950, in its current guise, this 3.6 mile circuit in the heart of the Northamptonshire countryside has no less than 3 current Formula 1 teams within a 20-mile radius of the circuit, most notably Force India, which are opposite. Jenson Button may be the elder statesman of Formula 1 today, but 16 years ago at this event it was a very different story. The British Grand Prix in 2000 saw a very raw Jenson Button attend his first British Grand Prix. The event had been moved back to April with disastrous effects as the April showers played havoc with the drivers. In the end, it was Scotland's David Coulthard who led home a McLaren 1-2. Jenson Button will have to work very hard if he wants to replicate that performance today, starting as he does in 11th place. This year has been a whitewash when it comes to pole position. The Red Bull team have taken every single one this year so far, with Daniel Ricciardo taking 7 of them to Callum Byrne's 2. Byrne here is looking to repay the British fans' faith after throwing away a glorious chance of victory last year. The honey badger Daniel Ricciardo may always be smiling, however his team boss Christian Horner has been quite explicit. He does not expect contact from his 2 drivers today. Horner may be standing firm, but sources suggest Dr. Helmut Marko is unhappy with Callum Byrne's lack of qualifying pace. The source goes on to state Marko may favour the young up-and-coming Verstappen in place of Byrne. Toro Rosso this season have been a bit of a disaster, struggling massively in qualifying. Let's not forget that at this time last season, Toro Rosso had amassed 74 points. At this point, this season, Toro Rosso have nothing. Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari are all but out of the title hunt now. The Scuderia, however, may be more interested in looking over their shoulders at the silver arrows behind.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
And it's another pole position for Daniel Ricciardo with his young teammate alongside him. Sebastian Vettel lines up third with Massa in fourth. Kimi Raikkonen is fifth and Nico Rosberg, the first of the Mercedes, is sixth. Bottas outqualifies Hamilton for 7th and 8th. Sergio Perez and Nico Hulkenberg make it an all-Force India 5th row. Jenson Button lines up 11th with WEHRLEIN in 12th. Alonso is 13th and Sainz lines up 14th. Esteban Gutierrez is 15th and HARYANTO is 16th place. Palmer lines up 17th ahead of Kvyat in 18th. Magnussen is 19th and Grosjean, a bad qualifying, he's down in 20th. The final row is both the Saubers of NASA and ERICSSON. And now over to Callum Byrne for in-race commentary for the British Grand Prix.
So here we are on the grid here at Silverstone. The strategy looks like it's going to be a 2-stop going from the soft tyres to the mediums and then to the hards. But as you can see, the stint length on the medium and the hard is the same amount, same length. And we do have an extra set of mediums that we could use. So we do have the option to go soft, medium, medium instead of putting on the hard compound tyre, as we're now coming to the end of the formation lap. And the tension is building. I'm not going to lie, the nerves were really building here because this is a big race. This is the home race. We bottled it a year ago, and now we need to try and restore justice 5 red lights here at Silverstone, and away we go. And it's been a good start from Daniel Ricciardo. We've had a pretty okay launch compared to everyone else, and we're going to hold on to second as we go through Abbey. And as we come through the Kincup Farm, we're going to dip into the slipstream. We're closing on Ricciardo. We dive it up the inside into Village. We have the lead of this race, but Ricciardo is still on our inside as we now come into the loop. We go around the outside, we hold on to the position. Ricciardo has to slot in behind as we go through Aintree and down the Wellington Straight. We now lead this British Grand Prix. We've had the perfect start that we needed to have, and now it's all about seeing if we can break the slipstream, break the toe, because at this racetrack, the powerful F1 2016 slipstream really does come into its own. It is so powerful around this track, and we need to make sure we break it. But Ricciardo is looking very racy at the moment as we come down the old pit straight, heading towards the high-speed right-hander of Copse. And Ricciardo does close up, but doesn't brave a move into Copse. We keep it within the track limits as well on the exit, as we already see the tyres are on 22% worn on the front left, which is the tyre that gets the most worn for me on this game, at least, with the setup that I'm running as we're now coming through Chapel. And look down onto the hanger straight, and look at Ricciardo. He's all over the back of us. We had a brief purple sector before Ricciardo smashed it, and he's trying to the outside. He flicks back to the middle. We just hold our ground in the middle of the road, and he can't get past us as we come through Stowe now, and we will lead the first lap of the British Grand Prix as we now get a replay of the start. As you see, it was pretty much single file. There was a bit of carnage in the background, but nothing too major. And as you can see, this is going to be the move we made up the inside into Village. Ricciardo saw us coming, didn't turn in as much as he could have done. He actually left us a bit of space compared to what he did in Austria just last Saturday, as we now go around the outside through the loop and through the kink at Aintree. As we're now going to get an onboard from Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. This will be a brilliant view, in fact, of us getting past our teammate here. And you can just see the British fans in the stands going absolutely wild when we dived it up the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. And look at that, he left us the space, and we made it work. And we were fair to him. We gave a bit of space on the inside of the loop, but we just had the better traction, was able to go clean around the outside of our teammate. As here's the replay now from PASCAL WEHRLEIN in the Manor, who had another really good qualifying, just missed out on Q3. As you can see, he's on the soft compound tyre, and up the inside goes HULKENBERG on Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button, and that could have been very nasty for the three of them who went 3 wide through Abbey, and there was very good. There's a big chance of there being contact. It's now on lap 3. We're going down the Wellington Straight. DRS has been enabled. Ricciardo's moving around. We take the inside line, and as we go into Brooklands, there's contact, I think, between us and Daniel Ricciardo, and Christian Horner wanted to keep it clean between the two of us. There was contact, ever so slight contact, as we took the inside line. Ricciardo braved it around the outside of Brooklands, and if anything, we just understeered into Ricciardo, who was probably turning in still a little bit early. And that's something we've got to watch from Daniel Ricciardo, who's getting a little bit cheeky like that, as now down the hanger straight on the same lap. In fact, we're putting it up into Rich, because Ricciardo's going around the outside at Stowe. We try and hang it up the inside. Ricciardo has to back out, and we maintain the lead of the British Grand Prix, but Ricciardo's making us work for it. Us and Vettel and Raikkonen, well, Raikkonen's starting to drop back from the three of us, because the engineer told us that he had a mechanical problem, so he's dropping back, but the rest of us are pulling away. As Ricciardo goes around the outside, there's more contact between us, and Ricciardo goes around the outside at Stowe. Through Vale we go now. We've got Sebastian Vettel all over the back of us as we dive it at the inside into Club, and we do get the move done, and we retake the lead of the British Grand Prix. That was tense, that was tough, and we managed to do it anyway, as there's all sorts of carnage going behind us. Bottas on the mediums, it goes purple as they go 3 wide down the pit straight. Through Abbey they go, and they in fact drop quite a lot of time to us, which gives us just the breathing space we need as we're starting to think about a pit stop onto the medium compound tyre. As here's the replay of Ricciardo going around the outside. There was a bit of contact on entry, as again Ricciardo turning into us when we're he's doing that. He keeps doing that, so he keeps turning in as here we go up the inside of Club, and you can just see Vettel ready to try and make a move past our teammate. As now on the end of lap 5, we're coming into the pit lane now for a set of medium compound tyres. We could have pushed it another lap. We decided not to, just in case Ricciardo decided to go for the undercut, and we didn't really want Ricciardo to do that. As you can see, Vettel has followed us in as well. Bottas takes he and Ricciardo take the race lead. Bottas and Hamilton, of course, qualified on the medium compound tyre, so they should go quite far into this race. They could be contenders. They could try and pull off a 1 stop maybe, you never know, as we have a good stop from Red Bull, 2.3 second stop. We're out ahead of Sebastian Vettel. We are going to fall back down the field ever so slightly to about 17th place, I think. And as long as we can beat that trio of cars going through club now, we should be okay as we exit the pit lane, one of the slowest pit lanes on the calendar. And we are going to maintain 17th place ahead of the Williams of Felipe Massa, who went for the undercut, it would seem. As now on that lap now, Ricciardo's coming into the pits. He's covering us off. As now coming through Stowe corner, we're getting held up by Felipe Nasr, who's yet to pit. Please don't come into the pit lane, Nasr. Oh, that's close. He squeezes us, but we go around the outside at Vale and Club, and we go up into 15th place. Thank God ERICSSON pitted, because Nasr would have pitted, and that was a risky manoeuvre because the AI will just swipe into the pit lane whether you're there or not. As Hulkenberg goes purple as we're starting our first full flying lap, and we have rejoined ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and we are in 7th place. Is now at the end of lap 7 and what will be the start of lap 8. I believe everyone else is into the pit lane as we go purple on the 32.8, and yes, we do take the lead of the race as Bottas pitted weirdly for another set of mediums. He should have taken them a lot longer, and on this medium stint, nothing happened. We managed the gap to Vettel and Ricciardo. They were gaining on us slightly, but not enough because they were squabbling quite a lot. And as you can see, we had about a 6-second lead when we came out of the pit lane, and it's literally taken them until lap 15 to whittle it around. And we're coming in for a pit stop now. We're not going to go on to another set of mediums. We're going to put on the hard compound tyre. Just in case. A few cars around us have already pitted and put the hards on, so we're just covering them off, and the hard tyres will definitely go to the end. The mediums will be very risky at the back end of this race, and they'll fall off the cliff quite badly. Although they didn't feel too bad, that they were wearing through a little bit quicker than I would have liked, and at least with the hard compound tyre we can really push that tyre and just take the life out of it, and hopefully it should still have the durability as we do come out in front of Sebastian Vettel ever so slightly, just thanks to a 2.1 second pit stop from Red Bull. The pit stops from Red Bull have been phenomenal yet again, and we are going to rejoin in 3rd place here. Only Bottas has jumped us at the moment because he is yet to pit. In fact, he has the lead of this race, in fact, I think, according to that dot on the mini-map. As you can see, we're now just coming out of the pit lane, and we need a good outlet. The problem is the hard tyres take a while to heat up. When you get heat into the hard tyres, they are really good because you can really start to push them. But your outlet can be a little bit slow, and with the speed that Ricciardo has in the tank, he's actually jumped us in the pit stop phase, and he's gone to the hard tyres as well. Thankfully, I worried he was going to go onto the mediums, but that means that we have to pass Ricciardo. All of our hard work might go to waste here because we're in the DRS zone though. We have to get track position on our teammate. We flick to the inside, we go purple, we go up the inside into Bruno's, and there's contact with Ricciardo. He turns into us again. Ricciardo turns into us. There's contact. We half spin the car. Thankfully we managed to catch it, but we've lost time to Ricciardo, who is just pulling away now, and we are not happy at all. Yet again, Ricciardo and myself come to blows for the 2nd race in a row. The crowd are not happy. They're starting to boo already. As you can see, the contact between the two of us. We held the inside line, and Ricciardo didn't leave us any space. There's no other way to put it. Here's a replay on board. We go up the inside, and okay, we don't turn in as early as we could have done, but Ricciardo just turns in. Here's a slow-mo of the incident as well. You can see we're turning in. Ricciardo sweeps across us, and there's contact.
That's what he is. I mean, am I the only one, or are you not seeing what I'm seeing?
As I said, we are not happy with our teammate, and on lap 22, you can see we're going green. In fact, but Ricciardo's just pulling away from us. We're setting personal best sectors. We're pushing. We got it enriched. We saved a lot of fuel in that medium stint. We didn't push at all. As you can see, the gap goes up by 3/10, despite the fact we're a 10th quicker on our best ever lap, which is annoying. But now we've lost Jenson Button from this race. Jenson Button's bad luck at the British Grand Prix continues, and he's had a Honda engine failure. Alonso had one in Austria, and he smashes a couple of brake marker boards with it, and that's going to bring out the virtual safety car by the looks of it. I was praying for a full course safety car just so we could literally squeeze up to our teammate and then just dive bomb him on the restart, but the VSC is now ending, and we are going to try and gain some ground on our teammate. It looks like we haven't quite gained as much as I would have liked, as we made a mistake into Village, but we are back up to racing speed, and sadly there is a back marker between myself and Daniel Ricciardo, and not in front of Ricciardo to hold him up. But anyway, as I said, we saved a lot of fuel in the medium stint, so we're pushing now. We've got tyres that will easily go to the end, and we've got about 3 laps of rich fuel mixture to burn. And look how much we've gained just through Brooklands and now through Luffield. Has Ricciardo got a problem? Because we are gaining here.
We must save fuel, we must target 0.
Yeah, Ricciardo, I can't, by the sounds of it, is saving fuel, and we don't have fuel to save, we've got fuel to burn. We come through Cops now, Ericsson gets out of the way. Thankfully we didn't hit him. I was so worried we were going to hit him on the exit of Cops. As through Maggots and Beckett's we go now. We're gaining on Ricciardo, look at the time we're gaining through Chapel now. We are gaining, we're even in the DRS zone of Daniel Ricciardo, and we might only get one chance to get past him before he gets back up to speed. We've got to dive bomb him now, we've got to get past him. Up the inside we go, into Stowe, and we have the lead of the British Grand Prix back. We were 5 seconds behind him, but the virtual safety car has changed it all up. Here is a replay then of what happened. We managed to get past Marcus Ericsson. Nice, just about, and that was just what we needed. And now coming down the hanger straight, we flicked to the inside and we went up the inside and stole the position back. You see how tight we went on the apex of Stowe, terrified that Ricciardo was going to turn into us. And here we go, here's the onboard from Marcus Ericsson. Not very often we see the onboard from a Sauber. As I said, they're yet to score a point in this championship. They haven't scored since Ericsson's podium in Monaco, so we don't see much of them. But here we go, into Club for the final time. You can hear the crowd cheering in the background, because through Club we go. We were robbed 12 months ago, but we come now to win the British Grand Prix at Silverstone.
Yes!
Absolutely unbelievable drive. I'm so happy with that. Thank you to all the fans that are coming. That one was for you.
And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Our current points leader extends their lead at the top of the championship after a very good result here today. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
It's got to be Romain Grosjean.
Does it? Is it really Romain Grosjean? He's not even in the top 10. But who cares? Who cares? We have won the British Grand Prix by nearly 4 seconds from Ricciardo. When the virtual safety car came out, we were 5 seconds behind him. And somehow, in the last 3 laps, there was a 9-second swing between the cars. And we've managed to win. He only just fended off Sebastian Vettel. I have no idea what problem Ricciardo had in that car. I presumed it was fuel saving. The engineer never said he had a mechanical problem. But he was just didn't have it on the restart. And we're not going to complain at all. We win the British Grand Prix. In the driver standings, we extend our lead to 16 points over Ricciardo. We've regained 7 of the 10 points we lost in Austria. And Sebastian Vettel's moved up to 3rd now. But as I said, Ferrari they're out of this championship. Vettel's 73 points behind, and the same's in the constructors. Really, I forgot to mention PASCAL WEHRLEIN in the points again for MANNA Racing. Phenomenal. MANNA are flying. They're up to 7th in the constructors now. They're going to be giving McLaren Honda a run for their money. They're in the points more consistently now than McLaren Honda are. They'll need a couple of big hauls of points, but MANNA Racing doing a great job at the moment, and Haas F1 need to really book their ideas up because they need some points and fast. Here are all the resource points we got them from the race, 1,707, and the rivalry, we will claw some points back here. until we get to the fastest lap. But we do. I'd say we've closed it down a little bit. 7-14. We've got a big job on our hands when we go to the Hungaroring in the next episode. But look at that, green. Driver position looks a lot better than it did in China. And as you can see, career score is just being totted up now. If you want to compare, contrast, see how good yours compares to mine. I don't know. But that was the British Grand Prix. Guys, if you enjoyed that, like it, share it, subscribe it. Something you will notice, though, is we haven't had any contract offers. I was expecting contract offers at the end of this British Grand Prix, and we haven't got any. So, we are, by the looks of it, we're staying with Red Bull. I don't know why we haven't got any. If anyone can enlighten me, do tell me in the comments below. But, yeah, no contract offers. It looks like we're staying at Red Bull then. And if anything, that's good, because we've got a great rivalry brewing with our teammate, and it is becoming a 2-horse race for this championship. And boy, oh boy, you won't want to miss a second of it as we hit the second half of this Formula 1 season. So guys, as I said, if you enjoyed that, like it, share it, subscribe. We're at 141 subscribers now. We're getting a nice roll on. So thank you very much for the support, for the likes, for the comments. I look at them all, and it means a lot. Career mode will return in Hungary at the Hungaroring next Saturday at 10 o'clock. So don't go anywhere, and I'll see you at the Hungaroring, because that race is going to be a cracker. And it's a track that always provides good racing, so let's hope we can have another cracking race. Goodbye.